Yo, call me a McLaren, the way I just caught your white McStaring. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Games Kids. Today, and only today, we are here with another Sonic news roundup. A lot of big news today in regards of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds sales numbers, some stuff with Sonic Rumble, finally, and the future of a Sonic Racing. And of course, if you would like to see more coverage, as always, please consider subscribing to your boy. We just had one of our best months ever, so keep up the energy. And let me know, by the way, if you guys would like me to do a bit more coverage on Kirby. I know I did a lot with Mario Kart, and I did a lot with Sonic Racing, and let me know just in the comments or replies if you're like, hey, I would like to see more with Kirby, or just, you know, if you're enjoying the content, just like, sub, and be all that stuff. All right, without further ado, let's get right into it. We have our first major thing that we need to talk about today, and that is breaking. Sonic Racing CrossWorlds has officially surpassed 1 million copies sold worldwide, according to Sega in a press release to Tails channel. So W Sonic team, W Sega for this. I will say there's a lot to unpack when it comes to this, right? First of all, I think it's interesting that, you know, they gave this to Tails channel. No offense, Tails channel, I love you guys, but it's like normally I feel like they would have made like a celebration tweet on main, like a little graphic, like with a 1 million or something. It feels a little unceremonious to kind of just have it on, you know, Twitter news channel basically. So, but hey, I mean, I'm happy the game hit 1 million. I did see like a few people sort of talking about, you know, how like, oh, this is lower than we expected, or like this isn't as good, like, you know, they're talking about Mario Kart. There's a lot of nuance to this. I think we should, you know, talk about it. One, this is still the Sonic franchise. We are still in, you know, like heavy recovery mode, you know, like obviously Frontiers is the massive success with, you know, 4 million, right? I think Shadow Gems at 2.5 million, but I think like one of my friends here posted this tweet over here that said, yeah, like reminding you all that Sonic Shadow Gems only sold 1.5 million in its first month, and CrossWorlds over 1 million in little under that time. Now, obviously, you know, remaster with new content versus a kart racer, but there's a few things to factor. I mean, one, first of all, it's a kart racer that isn't Mario Kart, right? Like those aren't, you know, left and right. Those aren't always doing gangbusters. And to be frankly honest with you, Mario Kart is still competition. You know, there are still people and families and people out there just that are gonna de facto buy Mario Kart. But again, like a game like Team Sonic Racing, I think like its global after 1 year was 1.3 million copies. So 1 million in 1 month for this game, I still think is really fucking good. Now, if I'm being honest with you, I kind of expected it to be around like 1.5 or 2 million. I did expect it to be a little bit higher, but I think like 1 million is a lot more than if you compare it to stuff, then you realize, you know, and I'm still happy for it. And obviously, this is pre-holiday season. I think that's like a big thing to know. Like this is pre-Black Friday. This is pre-Christmas. Like this is before Sega's about to do big discounts on the game. And also, it's a $70 game as well. You know, that's like a million for like Sega final. Like this is, if you, yeah, I'm putting this in my head now. This is technically our first premium Sonic pricing, right? Like this is the first Sonic game to officially hit the $70 barrier. And so for it to hit 1 million, I'm actually pretty happy about that. I know I'm Mr. like positivity with stuff like this, but yeah, I mean, multi-platform, 1 million. I think it's gonna do great over the holidays. I mean, it continues to get good press. People are really excited about it. It's gonna keep being mentioned online due to DLC coming out. I'm sure it helps that in November SpongeBob DLC is gonna be out, and then little Timmy is gonna see that on TV or something like, oh my god, like they're gonna want to get it. And obviously, you know, like once the game is discounted, because I assume by like Black Friday you'll have the game at like $50 probably. You know, that's usually what Sega aims for. They usually go crazy with Black Friday sales. So yeah, I can 100% see that, but I'm really happy about this number. I did put some bonus stats just for fun that CrossWorlds players raced over 74.5 million times, 31 million times in Grand Prix, which is crazy, and played in over 13 million ranked matches. So it's good to know that people are really loving Grand Prix, right? You know, I would have expected people to just kind of like jump in and out of Grand Prix, but it seems like a lot of people are loving their time with it. So for the most part, happy about these nothings, nothing crazy. happy about these numbers, but there's nothing, you know, to be insane about. But clearly the game is doing well enough for Sonic Team to speak ahead about the road ahead for Sonic Racing. So I figured we would check out this conversation, that this is kind of our first post-release interview we've had about the game with IIzuka. So I figured I would sit down with you all here and we would check out what they had to say about the future of the game. So let's see. So Sonic the Hedgehog is in a good place right now. 3 well-received movies, a set of Magic the Gathering cards, Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, one hell of a racing game. Sonic Team's latest game indicates the devs are ready to go even faster and further with the icon. So we really appreciate all the positive comments we've gotten from fans, from reviewers, and people really like the game, which gives us the confidence to continue making more content. Stage producer Takashi Izuka told me during Brazil's game show. However, to determine the next steps they are taking, Sonic Team wants to build a strong path based on player feedback. So here it is. If enough people are coming in and playing it, there's conversations about the game. We have 1 year of DLC. We could do year 2, and we could do year 3 of DLC. Izuka said, tell us what you want. Sonic Racing CrossWorlds being an online game gives us the room for the team to expand its content in the future. These are things we can do because it's an online game. We could add new gadgets. We could balance the game differently. Big claps over here, because this is obviously something that we have been praying for and hoping for, which is a funny thing to say when we haven't even like finished our year 1 content, but like speaks volumes about how people are just loving the game. You know, people are genuinely right now so high on the game, and it's funny because like I don't even feel like I'm seeing less of the game on the timeline. You know, I feel like as, you know, they continue to do festivals and drop a character every 2 to 3 weeks, especially like at this like launch period, I feel like we're getting like, we have been getting something maximum every 2 weeks, and I think that's going to be the plan until the year ends, because like, you know, we're already end of October, start of November we're probably gonna get Ichiban, mid-November we're probably gonna get SpongeBob, and then, you know, heading into December they'll probably finally officially reveal Knight, since they're, you know, in the back of the box, and then, you know, early next year we start getting the next DLC after maybe a break in January. But yeah, like I still feel like it's a game we're constantly seeing a lot of, and I think, you know, while it's a little early to, you know, start hearing about fucking, you know, the next year of content, I think it shows confidence that they're even, you know, considering it, because I really do think, like, I would love if this was like an evergreen title. I mean, I've said this for a long time. We don't have a big Sonic multiplayer game. Well, I mean, we'll talk about one later that we're gonna end up having finally. But yeah, there is not really like a main big Sonic multiplayer game, and this game kind of filling in that niche finally, I think is a big deal, you know. And while I hope it get like, and this is why I hope the game keeps selling copies above the million, 2 million, maybe even 3 million, is I just hope it keeps a strong player base. Obviously, crossplay is going to make it so that, you know, these things continue to happen and more content, allow more players to be in. But yeah, this is a big deal. I mean, let me know obviously in the comment section below what you want more than anything for year 2 and 3. I'm thinking like, I think most importantly for me, I want more Sonic characters. Now, granted, we don't know who the other Sega characters, but I think I do want more Sonic characters. I would like, try to think of something major. I think additional CrossWorlds would be cool, you know, because the DLC like character packs come with a main stage. It would be cool if Sega introduced like a, hey, we're introducing 5 brand new CrossWorlds, right? Like, here's this place, this place, this place. It would be cool if like CrossWorlds were the free DLC and then the main tracks continue to be the main paid content. Let me know obviously what you would love to see most for DLC. But there's a lot more to this article, so let's keep reading together. So while CrossWorlds has given Sonic Team the opportunity to create a brighter future alongside the community, the beginning of the project was purely a result of chance. Interesting. I actually didn't know this. It actually started because of COVID happened and started affecting the arcade sales and the profitability of the arcade development teams. And so Sega itself said, we need to restructure how our teams are working and what they're working on. Izuka those internal changes ended up giving Sonic Team an unexpected opportunity, merging with the Sega arcade racing team. Wow, that's actually, I did not know this. Like I knew that arcade developers were working on this game, but I didn't know that this was a direct result of, because I remember in 2020 when it finally happened in Japan that Sega was shutting down some of its big arcades, but it's cool to see that, yeah, like, well, obviously not happy that the arcades died, but like, it's cool to see that they found a home for those developers within Sega Team to work on this, right? So that was really the opportunity for Sonic Team to think, we need to make a game with these guys. What are they best at? What can they make that's amazing? Racing games. What are we great at? Sonic. We're going to make the best Sonic racing game because now we have the Sonic experience, we have the race experience. It's a perfect fit. And honestly, I'm telling you, bro, this game, by far, no question. And I know people are almost tired of me saying it. I know exactly. Shout out to you, Sonic. I know you're watching. But genuinely, this game feels incredibly arcadey. You know, like, as someone who like went to so many arcades growing up, playing Initial D, you know, playing the other not crazy. Well, I played some Crazy Taxi. What's the other one? The Daytona games. Like, seeing Sega's like fun titles in arcades, it feels so much well translated to this game. I can't like explain it. It's from launch, like just the way the color palette is to the movement, like everything is so snappy. I think the snappiness especially is where I notice it, but like this just warms my heart that it really like came down to this, that they almost like saved the arcade team and brought them over here. So I love this. The collision of both teams' expertise culminated in a game where piloting cars feels Sonic-y as running around the classic 3D and 2D titles. Sonic Racing Crossroads has the style, Sonic Crossroads has the speed, but achieving that greatness involved refining the core aspects of a Sonic game. So Sonic must always be driving a really cool car. These aren't go-karts, these are cars. And even so, the team was designing the vehicles. I'd be going in and touching up how the sides look and how the front looks and how the back looks to make sure all the vehicles for the characters are unique to that character, but also look really cool and feel very stylish. IIzuka said, that's cool. That's cool that IIzuka had like a hand in the vehicle design to sort of match the characters. You can even see like something really small here, like with Shadow's car, like it has like two little pointy ears in the back for him to reflect, and obviously it's got like black and red, so that's very cool. The other really important thing, and it goes to for the 3D action games, is the feel. You have the controller in your hand and you're pressing buttons. It's about how it feels that connects with the game experience. Having Sonic just drive fast is great. That's very Sonic, but it also needs to feel really good. And so the team spent a lot of time working on not just speed, but the cornering, the handling, the drifting, all the other elements of racing that needed to go in and have it feel like a 3D Sonic action game. It's cool that like they went in this game with the thought process of a 3D Sonic game, because funny enough, when I was doing my ranking, ranking of the Sonic stages, I said that like some of them felt straight up like Sonic levels. You know, like I could picture Sonic on foot here, drifting and going through different paths. Like those are like my favorite stages in the games and the game, and like the ones that I felt really stood out to me. They were the ones that were like, if I pictured Sonic out the car, I'd be like, damn, this is still a really fucking good level. While the responsive gameplay helped CrossWorlds captivate players, the inordinately fun list of characters gave this game a distinct identity. To make this reunion feel even more compelling, Sonic Team came up with the rival system, a set of unique interactions characters have with each other, which we've talked about a lot. A big challenge is having all these characters all speak to each other directly. With the rival system, it was extremely difficult to go through this huge roster of characters. Some of them have never met before, IIzuka explains. Usually, if you're writing a story-based thing, the story is happening and the characters run into each other, and so you can think of what they would say to each other. But this really is a direct competitive comment that they're making, which again is cool. Yeah, I mean, dude, that video I did like reacting to all the character interactions has like 100K views, because people just want to hear what these characters have to say to each other. Because yeah, like it's cool that they had to think of that shit. Like, what the fuck was, you know, Cream supposed to say to Zavok, you know, or what was Silver supposed to say to, you know, Zaz, you know, or Jet even. So it's cool. Anyway, Sonic Team has developed the concept of travel rings, portals that connect multiple worlds to bring together Sonic characters who have never met at all, as well as characters from other IPs, longtime franchises like Miku, Blockies like Minecraft. Their presence is, however, a direct statement by Sonic Team that is fun is the top priority. The development team thinks it's a lot of fun, and they thought it was a great way to kind of get all this play activity together. So instead of thinking it as a hard canon of this is how the world is, we hope everyone just enjoys it more like a fun party experience with a story reason for why it's happening, but not necessarily the absolute truth of the characters, which makes sense. So Sonic has always been iconic, but the future looks brighter, even with Sonic Team working to create a solid foundation within the game's community. The road ahead for CrossWorlds has only just begun. So just, you know, one of those nice comforting articles that has IIzuka thinking like, hey, you know, let's see what we got in the future. And genuinely, I mean, I think everybody, based on the responses I've gotten, based on, you know, how everyone's feel playing it, like, I think it's very clear we want more of this. And one more note for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, we finally have our first piece of feedback for the game. You know, so first of all, the Joker Fest is happening while you're watching this video, or maybe has passed, but yeah, they increased your points for winning, and not only that, I think now when you finish the first initial like pass for it, you get 100 tickets per, you know, every few wins. So you are getting a shit ton more tickets through the festival, as well as them improving matchmaking overall. So that's good that we're finally getting our first like feedback response of the game, you know. So, and I hope it does come this fast, you know. I hope this does come faster, and we get more of it, you know. I know matchmaking has still been an active issue, like it still happens where you time out or someone times out, you know. It feels like it's gotten a little bit better, you know. Obviously it all comes down to personal experiences. People are gonna have it worse than others, but it feels like it's a bit better. Ignore the wardrobe change. This is something that I forgot to add in, which is a big deal, which is IIzuka hinting at a possible year of Amy and other Sonic characters, which makes me feel really vindicated, because I've made so many videos at this point talking about character year ofs, you know, and so many people saying that like, oh, only Shadow can do it. Trust me, there was always going to be more. Let's go ahead and read about this though. So shout out to Sonic Stadium for grabbing this from this website here. So Takashi IIzuka has expressed in a new interview that he would like to explore special spotlights for various Sonic characters in the same vein as the Year of Shadow promotion that the company ran last year. Speaking at a stage interview at a Brazil game show, the creative head of Sonic brand mentioned Year of Shadow and how he'd like to choose a theme for each year and spotlight different characters, pointing to the movies to offer hints at who else might be given the limelight. Side that Jock 4 releases next year and introduces Amy and Metal to the movieverse, so there's a very chance it could be one of these characters. Let's see exactly what he had to say. Last year we promoted the Year of Shadow, influenced by the movie, but I'd like to choose a theme of each year and spotlight different characters, IIzuka said. I think we can predict which characters will appear in the upcoming movie, so I'd like those characters to play an active role. So, huge, kind of a big deal confirmation, I would say, at this point, that in 2027 we are gonna have some spotlight on Sonic CD or Amy and Metal. You know, I saw a rumor on Twitter today. I didn't really want to put it in here because I was kind of like whatever. Like, one of the rumors that Daniel Rickman, who's like a movie leaker, says that they're thinking of naming the movie Sonic CD. I don't think that's a smart idea, because I feel like you make that sound like it's a spin-off movie, and maybe some people get confused. Maybe it is meant to be a spin-off movie instead of like the next mainline one, but I doubt it. I mean, they're calling it Sonic 4 originally. So, but yeah, this is a big deal because, you know, we've seen for quite a few number of times now how we've talked about how, first of all, in general, Sega has started a yearly campaign. If you guys notice, ever since, I want to say 2022, you know, they had like Sonic Friends Forever as one of their campaigns, followed by Year of Shadow, you know, and then followed by this year, which is like Racing Around the World, right? So they're trying this thing where they're doing like a yearly campaign to do promotions of stuff. Next year is obviously going to be, you know, about 35th anniversary. And then, yeah, him basically saying that, like, I'd like those characters in the upcoming movie to play an active role. I assume we're going to get a big spotlight on Metal and Amy. In what way? I don't know. You know, I've seen a lot of people theorize and discuss the potential of, you know, maybe a Sonic CD remake or re-release, or maybe, you know, something with Amy in it. I mean, when I think Amy and Metal Sonic, I think of two games, right? I think of Sonic CD and I think of Sonic Heroes, right? You know, because you have Neo Metal as a spotlighted character, right? I feel like in some way, regardless, I feel like Metal would be some kind of villain, whether it's in a side quest or in the next mainline game in some way. And I feel like with Amy, it'll probably be a continuation of maybe she's just going to be playable in the next mainline game, right? You know, I don't know how deep they're going to go into character spotlights. Like, are they all going to get their own game? You know, like it's Shadow thing. You know, Shadow did it, or will it sometimes be, you know, characters just get, you know, maybe in-game DLC and stuff? Because, you know, I think an Amy game would be really fun. I don't know. again, it's one of those things. I don't know how you market it, right? Do you make maybe like a 3D action game? Do you just make it like a typical platformer? Like, I don't know what you do, but hopefully, you know, by the time the movie comes out, that it makes so much money and the franchise is even bigger, that Amy could maybe carry like a solo project, or at the very least, maybe get her own expansion from the next game. Because like, let's say the next mainline game comes out next year, maybe next year they do a big story DLC for Amy, right? And obviously, you know, you could do a lot of fun stuff with Amy, like, you know, the wonderful year of Amy, like passionate year of Amy, right? Where it's like, it's all, you know, unique animations for her, comic runs for her. Like I feel like with Amy, there's like a shit ton of things you can do. It'll definitely help her, you know, get her reputation back, you know, take care of that character a lot more. I think they're about to do a lot more with Amy than we realize. I know Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, you know, kind of hurt people's perception of her a little bit. But I feel like with the movie they're gonna cook, I don't know. I have a good feeling of what's to come for the character. But yeah, that's something I at least wanted to talk about. Obviously in the comments as well, let me know if, you know, what you're looking forward to, like which character you think is going to get a spotlight. But it is a big deal to hear that they are going to be doing other character spotlights that aren't just Shadow. And again, him straight up confirming that Amy and Metal are basically gonna play a big role in 2027. So hell yeah, dude. And finally, after being announced for almost 2 years, Sonic Rumble has officially gotten a release date, November 5th for the game. Boom. It's real, everybody. Here's the key art. Here's everything. You know what I mean? It's happening. It's a real video game that is finally coming out November 5th. Now, when it comes to Sonic Rumble, you know, I don't have too much to say. Funny enough, because, you know, I've gotten to play this game. It's been available in Canada for like a year now. You know, I had access to it for like so long now. Obviously, this game went through delay after delay, and I don't know how I feel about it. You know, I am like, you know, on a fan note, I'm glad, you know, a Sonic game like this is finally coming out, right? It's gonna be out on Steam. I do wish this game was out on console as well. You know, I feel like that would have been like a big pop moment of like, you know what? This delay happened, but we decided to get this game on consoles, because like it feels like it works perfectly well with controller. You know, I was playing it on Steam a lot. You know, I wasn't really playing on mobile too much. But yeah, I feel like this would have been like a big splash if they were like, you know what, it's available on console as well. I feel like you would have gotten a lot more people's eyes on it, more people to want to try it. Now, granted, I think it being on Steam is still like a nice bonus, and I still think something, you know, worth having, right? But overall, you know, I'm happy that it's finally coming out. You know, after what, like 17 pre-launch seasons or 6.5 or whatever, some like ridiculous amount of seasons that the game's got in terms of content. I hope there's going to be a lot more life to it. There was like a second trailer that showed like skins that are going to be dropping soon, coming soon, and all that stuff. Like, it was a longer trailer for it. And yeah, I mean, it's gonna have some Black Knight skins. I hope it's a game that gets supported for a while. I do think there's a lot of people being a little negative, being like, well, it's a little too late. I think with a game like this, it's still primarily an iPhone game. And so, you know, once little Timmy or whoever sees it on their phone, oh, a new Sonic game, they're gonna download it. But it's a game that feels like they've cared about fan feedback. They've had a lot of content in terms of skins and even balancing, and it looks like there's a lot of maps in it and stuff. So I'm down to at least play it with you guys, make some videos on it, and cover it to an extent now that it's fully out. It's always felt wrong to cover it a lot while it hasn't fully been out, because I'm just like, well, I want to experience this like with people, you know what I mean, and really experience it when it's fully out, everything balanced, everything's well done. So yeah, Sonic Rumble finally happening. They also dropped a CG Sonic video trailer kind of thing with McLaren, which, look at this, bro. Oh my god, Sonic and Tails look so cute in this animation. I love them. I just don't know how they're so cute. I figured we just watch this together and show it for the people that haven't seen it, bro. I love this, man. It's weird because like this is like one of their collabs they've been like hyping up and doing it all year. It's not really the most exciting collab for like if you're like a Sonic fan, you know. It's like kind of like, okay, like, you know, cool, I guess you get like, you know, car events with Sonic stuff on it, but some of the promo stuff they're doing is cool, you know. like whatever this guy's cooking. What's he got? Who are you?
Tails, welcome back.
Dude, look how cute these animations are. I've seen some people be like, man, they wish like the next main games have this kind of direction. It is very cute.
Follow me.
Absolutely, man. What do they do here, bro? Now, for those that don't know, this is like a reference to like when Sega partnered with them in like ages ago, like maybe like 90s, I think. Yeah, there it is, bro. 1990 something. So I was like, damn, bro, that's my guy. Bro already left. Dude, man, even Tails how like bouncy he is. It's just so, it's so cute, dude. It's super cute, dude. Look at him. Who's a little guy, bro? Who's a little guy? What's he gonna do? He gonna experiment on that shit? Yeah, yeah. You draw that shit, Tails. Do what you gotta, buddy. Pump up those engines. Rev up those fryers. Look at that, bro. He built the mega machine. He built the mega machine, bro. Ah, dude, this animation is so, it's just so cute, bro. I can't stop, but look at this, bro.
How are you?
I always have this little issue, and this happened like earlier this week when a Tails challenge. Modern Sonic not talking is always weird to me. You know, like you can do that bit with classic Sonic, you know, but when it's modern Sonic doing like the very Mickey thing where like he doesn't say anything, I get like off, but I'm like, come on, my man Modern Sonic can pull up to this guy and be like, hey dude, you know, go that way. It'll serve you a lot, you know. It's a little weird when they don't give him the voice, but you know, I get it. They want it to be a little bit mascotty sometimes for the casuals. He's doing the time trials, okay? He got that shit on, bro.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, dude.
Beat everyone with that now, thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat everyone with that now. British people are fun. Holy shit! You personal, but hey! Nice. Oh, dude. Oh, bro, even like this animation of the wheel turning here. The ear snap. God, even look at Tails, like Tails over here. I think they cooked the best with Tails for this ad. Revving the engine with the foot. Pit stop crew. Dude, even like look how cartoony the trail is for this. I think this is just super cute, man. It's super cute that they do stuff like this. I love it. I love it so much. They're gonna test out the engine. Hell yeah, bro. Pull up. Look at that shit, bro. Dude, my man's standing strong. He's like, come on. This little waiting thing. That's the go, bro. That's the go. I did want to at least address this because I know this upset a lot of people. I did see people talk about how like this frame, it has something to do with AI. Like it's not like meshed well or whatever. I don't know the full story. I saw like the guy who worked on this video say like, they didn't, you know what I mean? But I've seen some people analyze it. Nowadays, when it comes to AI shit, like I don't know anymore. You know, I can't be an expert on it. I can't pretend to tell or know, you know, but it does seem like whatever it was, it might have just been for this random frame. But all the animations and everything at least are well done, but it's hard to tell nowadays for sure. Look at Tails, bro, fighting for his life. Fighting for his, okay, well, he got cooked. This is like really cute, bro. He has like the blocky head into the sprite one when he's shaking it out. Very cute. And there it is. Nothing too crazy. Just thought we'd watch it. Pretty cute little ad. Like I said, I mean, the whole like, I think racing is like a hard thing to sell to like, you know, gaming fans out there. This is definitely like a, hey, we're reaching outside of the Sonic regular audience for this, which is good. You know, that's what you want to do. You want to appeal to, you know, bigger, wider audiences to like check out the game, see what's going on. So yeah, I can respect it to an extent. And now last but not least, I guess we should brush on this a little bit because we are nearing that time. More 35th anniversary stuff is starting to leak. So looks like a 35th anniversary official sticker album has been accidentally revealed on Chilean retailer website's Big Bag. Has a listing for Signed Hedgehog album book earlier today, but it has since been deleted, so we can get a little bit of a look at it. Nothing too crazy in terms of the reveals. I'm still not seeing new character renders here. You know, I'm still seeing some of these old. I like the classic Eggman. I like the Shadow Gens one, and there's this one down here with the 35th logo made of the Master Emerald pieces. Nothing too crazy. Unless, you know, people thought they were going to be. But yeah, I mean, this is look, at the end of the day, we are probably going to hear about the 35th anniversary news starting early next year. I don't think they're going to wait till like June next year, you know, straight up when it's Sonic's birthday to reveal anniversary stuff. I feel like we might see it sooner than later. Remember, this is the only year ever, and maybe it's still coming. This is the only year we have not gotten a Sonic Central since what, like 2020? You know what I mean? Or 2021, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's like the last time. Like we had a Sonic Central 2021, we had one 2022, 2023, 2024. And so yeah, this is the only year we haven't gotten one. Now maybe we're not gonna get one, but there's a chance we probably get one maybe like November, December, maybe outline a few of the next free Sega characters. Because like once Ichiban is out, you would assume maybe they want to announce like another set of free characters coming and maybe not do it like piecemeal, unless they want to just surprise people whenever a new character drops. That could be the case. Let me know which one you'd prefer. Would you prefer that they announce, you know, 4 characters that are coming for free in a row, or, you know, at this point after, like, do it surprise piecemeal? But 35th anniversary, I'm sure, is going to be a big thing that we're going to hear about next year. You know, we've made a million videos at this point discussing, like, is it going to be a remake? Is it going to be a new game? My sense, like, I've said this, but I truly do believe next year we're gonna get the mainline game. I'm definitely coping though. I don't think it's a slam dunk where I'm like, we're getting that mainline game next year. I think it's a 50-50. I think it's a 50% chance we get it next year. If not, at the bare minimum, we're starting to rev marketing. You know, we're gonna start getting our teasers and our gameplay reveals and our big moments leading to an eventual release the next year, you know? But I do think something, no matter what, is going to release next year. They've been doing annual releases for the franchise now. And they've been doing a smart way of covering it up. You know, like sometimes they'll release like a CrossWorlds, it's a spin-off. You know, last year was technically a remaster with new content, which, you know, technically was a side team working on that content. Like, you know, they smart-ass their ways of having, you know, Sonic Team working on the next main game with no interruption. So I could see something big coming out next year. But of course, that is a discussion we'll get to when we get near that time. So guys, thank you all for watching. Let me know what you guys thought of this week's Sonic News Roundup. What are you most excited for the future? Tell me what's popping. Tell me what's up. And yeah, I think, by the way, the next time I do one of these news videos, I will be in Japan, so that'll be fun and exciting, unless something breaking breaks, which I have to cover. So I love you guys. Thank y'all for watching. You're the best, and of course, I'll see you all next time. Peace out.